Number one question I get a lot is like, do ladies like the mustache? And I always say yes, for two reasons. Number one, it shows I have a certain level of commitment, right? Number two, I don't mind a little hair in my mouth. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You've been a great audience. Starting off, we're going to go ahead and bring up our first comic of the evening. I want you to give him a nice, big, warm, rousing round of applause. It's Dan Wasik. Ladies and gentlemen, keep going. Dan Wasik.
You know, some guys have a type, brunettes, big butts. My type is terminally ill women. Yeah, I like to pick up women at cancer fundraisers. Wow, little moment of silence there. But, you know, I'm not really looking for anything long-term, and they're not really looking for anything either. Maybe a cure, but you're probably asking why would I want to date someone who's on the brink of death? Well, it has its advantages. You know, it's they're up for anything. You know, I've been hang gliding. I went to a rodeo, tried Indian food. They're making me a better person, and they're pushing me to be that way, and I'm pushing them away from treatment option. Second advantage, I now have a use for my grandma's wig collection that she left me. So, yeah. But, you know, you're probably all thinking you're such a horrible person, and maybe I am, but to everyone else outside of this room, I'm a saint. I mean, they look at me, and I'm sticking by someone who is riddled with cancer. I'm surprised that not more people are doing this. You know, relationships are easy when there's an expiration date. You know, my ideal woman has the shelf life of a yogurt.
It was humiliating. I don't think I will ever be able to go to work again. I might as well just quit.
Now, we've talked about being overly dramatic before, Carol.
Oh, am I being overdramatic, Dr. Stevens? Am I? God forbid I want my privates to stay private. Is that asking too much?
No. You have talked about quitting sports clothes apparel in here before. Maybe this is your chance.
No. I want to quit on my terms. Not because some stupid
comedian. She was into me because I'm a comedian. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was like this stroke of brilliant hilarity hit me. I mean, usually I write a joke down and then go back to sleep and judge it in the morning, but I wrote the entire bit out in 20 minutes.
And you knew right then that it was funny?
Absolutely. I mean, I wasn't there to see it performed, but I'm an excellent judge of my humor as it relates to others.
Nobody laughed. Not a soul. And he made up lies that now people I work with every day think are true. Like that I bi-weekly bleach my asshole.
Well, you have talked about doing it.
But bi-weekly?
How long did it go on, Carol?
7.5 minutes of pure
comedic genius.
Now, Dan, you've bombed on stage before because we talked about that experience in here.
Yeah?
So my question is, are you sure it went as well as you hoped?
I mean...
Because you didn't even witness it or perform it. Who did, by the way?
That's the best part. I hired a...
Sorry, Doc. Long day at work.
You know how terrified I am of clowns.
People hate me, Doc. Who I am, what I stand for, everything.
I had a choice between a Michael Jackson impersonator and a clown. Nobody hates clowns.
Coulrophobia. It's what we call a fear of clowns. It's a diagnosable condition that I see all too often.
Okay, wow. Well, maybe there are a few people that wouldn't find it funny.
There's actually a group called...
the Anti-Clown Union.
An organization formed for the sole purpose of hating me and my kind. Why keep breathing?
No, Dr. Stevens, he chose that damn clown on purpose. There's no way that he missed my 2011 ACU reunion poster.
The ACU? Oh God, do they have reunions? Like, did they have one in 2011 in Orlando? And maybe they gave out huge posters? Posters that had all kinds of happy things on them?
Except clowns? Yes.
But the note itself was funny. Sure, the clown might have been a roadblock, but she would have found it hilarious. Who wouldn't love a
Sex thank you note. It was the most awkward telegram I've ever delivered. It was worse than that coming out letter I had to read last month. And this one I had to do in front of
my coworkers. The CEO was there. In 5 years, I've never even caught a glimpse of the CEO. But he just had to make a special surprise visit yesterday, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure she has her own office. She's a retail manager. But it doesn't matter. It's funny to everyone.
And Linda, the former nun, was in the office. Now she thinks I'm some major sinner with whorish tendencies.
I suppose some people are a bit more conservative in their talk of sexual acts.
Some people are too embarrassed to talk about any of their sexual experiences, Dan.
I might have made a mistake.
A woman told me, sometimes God strikes down the messenger.
I should have just gone back to sleep.
I don't know, Dan. What did it say?
Everyone, this is William Watkins.
Please call me Bill, Janet.
Okay, Bill Watkins, the CEO of Sport Clothes Apparel. Just a second, Bill.
My God, no! Get out of here, please!
Hi, I'm looking for Carol Phillips.
No! Who did this? Who did this? Stay away from me!
Carol, please. Bill's here.
That's Carol.
No, stop. Don't move another muscle clown. I have pepper spray.
Hey, I'm just here to deliver a telegram.
Deliver and get the hell out for me and all the people of the ACU.
Well, I don't care where you went to college.
It's the anti-clown union. I rebuke you. I rebuke you.
All right. I'll just read it from here.
What an exciting day.
This telegram is from Dan.
Dan? Ooh, who's Dan, Carol?
Some comedian I met last night.
Love is in the air.
Dear Carol Phillips, wow! I wanted to express my gratitude for taking the time out of your busy schedule last night. I know it's peak season when it comes to athletic wear to have sex with me. You were so kind to allow my erect penis to enter your moist vaginal orifice. I, however, would like to apologize for gleefully yelling upon insertion, I'm inside you, I'm inside you. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm inside you. To your credit, it was the best orgasm I ever had. I shook so violently, you thought I was having a seizure. I'm also sorry for spilling on you last night, both my Jack Daniels and my ejaculate. Who'd have thought I'd ruin your sweater twice in one night?
Was that the sweater you wore into work this morning? The one you told me had mayo on it? Ew!
But both times you comforted me as the gracious, ample-bosomed creature you are. Your breasts are exquisite. Fantastic nipples. God has blessed you. My early release was a compliment to both you and our Creator. And that's not even mentioning your bi-weekly bleached asshole. I apologize for my attempted cunnilingus, too.
Kinda what?
Want me to show you?
Jason! Not workplace appropriate!
And this is...
But after 10 seconds, you took control by tapping me on the head and telling me you'd handle it alone. Perhaps you experienced your euphoria while I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kim's such a bitch, right? You took me by the hand into the tunnel of love as a boy, and I left as a man. thank you again, Carol. Hashtag, your body is a wonderland. I'll stay in touch just like I want to touch your wonderland of a body. Sincerely, Dan. P.S. Follow me on Twitter at ComedyByDan. I'm gonna go. Really sorry for scaring you, Carol.
So, we got a big shipment of extra larges.
And at no time did you say this is a joke?
No, I thought it was assumed. What kind of idiot would do that for real?
I am ashamed to have slept with such an idiot.
And our time is up, Carol. Perhaps people will forget about this over the weekend.
Would you ever forget something like that?
I'd remember it for the rest of my life.
See you next week, Dr. Stevens.
You! It was a joke!
Doc, I'm gonna need another hour.
After I shot Adolf Hitler, I would look on him with pity. Like any stupid animal I needed to put down. If in a froth of rage and spittle, or a dog's peculiar dignity of shattered silent pining at the red spot on his shiny coat of brown. Or maybe whining for the meals he'd meant to guzzle at each Lent unmuzzled opportunity. And after I shot Adolf Hitler, I would make sure to remind myself he's on my list of people not to be